Welcome to Weenie Trades. On this channel, I analyze stocks, ETFs, give some trade recaps, and then I also offer a few trade setups. So be sure to tune in because that's what we're going to be doing today. Today, I'm going to be giving a SPY analysis. I'm going to be giving some tips for the 2022 market and how to trade ETFs in this 2022 market. I'm going to be giving a quick trading recap and then one trade setup that might be setting up for tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get right started. Right over here, SPY, we can kind of just connect some higher lows, can connect some higher highs. Nice consistent channel. It's not exactly perfect, but it's just a rough idea. So over here, SPY, the sky was falling on Monday, and I was a crazy person. I bought the dip on SPY at 458. You know, everybody is saying, oh, the sky's falling. Why would you be long? Well, that's the whole thing. Why would you be short near the lows after an extended move to the downside? So that's something to think about. Nice, good V bounce. This morning today, we had a nice, good sell-off for, 30 minutes. We get a little choppy rally. We do a false breakout, snap back down, retest the lows. But look, we never actually breached the lows. So it's kind of like a higher low pivot. And then Powell said something that the market really loved. We got a nice, good rebound, a bull flag pop, another bull flag pop. And as I was at the gym getting a pump, the market was also getting a pump. So kind of pumping up the market from the gym. But over here, SPY, what's next? Well, we had a nice good rally into the close. We probably need to find some space for a higher low pivot. That higher low pivot could come at about 466. So SPY, as long as it's above 466, the short-term uptrend is still intact. But overall, we got to not forget and have short-term memory loss and not forget about this big sell-off. So over here on the SPY, if the SPY is rallying up into 473, 474 into tomorrow, I do think that that's the level to potentially short. I'm not telling you to buy or sell any security. I'm just saying, hey, I'm just watching out for a potential rejection at 473 to 474. If we're getting up there tomorrow, be sure to be tuning in to Weenie Trades Live. You can see me trade live and analyze the market live, and I'll readjust my evaluation from there. But I don't think that SPY blast through all-time highs anytime soon, but we'll see, 473 to 474. Otherwise, watch that 466. And real quick, I want to talk about the 2022 market a little bit. Right now, there's a lot of chop on the 1 minute time frame, as you can see. The 1 minute time frame, yeah, it's starting to become just not reliable. 5 minute time frame, a little bit better. Zooming out has definitely helped in 2022. And even if we just zoom out to something like an hourly time frame or a 30-minute time frame, you can just find these levels and then you can trail your stops once these levels start to break. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let's say you went short the SPY 476. Well, you can just trail down your stop on each of these red bars. Trail on your stop. Maybe you get tagged out right there. Oh well. Let's say you're short, you trail down your stop, trail on your stop. Okay, your stop gets hit. Let's say you go long. You go long. Okay, trail up your stop, trail up your stop, trail up your stop. Maybe that stop gets hit this morning, but maybe if you wait for the selling to stop, okay, trail up your stop underneath the green bar. Trail up your stop, trail up your stop. Stop, trail, trail, trail. And you'd still be in that trade if you went long on the SPY at 462. So trailing on the hourly recently has been working well. Does that mean it'll work well all the time? No, but it's just something to think about. So trailing on the hourly, and then just notice that we're not really having big breakouts to the upside, no big sell-offs to the downside. So we're not, screaming sky high. We're not selling off or crashing. We're kind of staying in that nice consistent channel, mean reverting. Oversolds coming back up to the middle, overboughts coming back up to the middle, back down to the middle. So mean reversion, snap back to the mean. How to capitalize off of that is don't go crazy in options world. Don't just be buying calls and puts. You want to be doing debit spreads and credit spreads at key areas of resistance or support. So debit spreads and credit spreads. Of course, you always want to check the option chain, the risk to reward, the different probabilities of that trade working out. But those are the ways to go for the ETFs. So now next up, I'm going to be quickly going into a trading recap. If you watch the pre-market live stream, go check that out. It was really cool. We give some pretty good banger setups in the morning. So be sure to tune in with us 15 minutes before open. Today, I was saying, hey, Morgan Stanley, long over 104, over 105, call it. Boom. Nice, good move. It's a little bit choppy. Look at this 5 minute time frame. Back forth, back forth, back forth. but eventually starts to break out into the end of the day. And I was pretty conservative with this trade. As you can see, I've got a ton of spreads going on over here. And basically, I just need Morgan Stanley above 106, and I'm going to get a pretty good max profit. As you can see, these are all plus ones, and these are minus ones. That's completely fine. If I was only short, this would be a little bit rough, but I'm definitely long, so it'll be pretty cool to see what Morgan Stanley is up to. That was from the weekly game plan. So a really good trade setup, really just kind of chopping all around, breaks out over that 104, 105 area, pulls back, zigzags on higher. Keep an eye on the banks. We talked about the XLF financials, another new, is it a new all-time high today? Almost new all-time high today, probably about to make new all-time highs. We'll see how the bank earnings do. That could be a little bit of a wild card, but I wouldn't expect anything too crazy out of the bank earnings, but nice good move on the banks. Moving higher and stabilizing towards the highs. Today, actually, the QQQ ETF did very well. Qs were relatively strong, and that's probably on the backs of stocks like Amazon. Amazon had a great move. If you were watching the live stream yesterday, hey, Amazon, 31.50 was probably a good area to go long. It sold off a little bit further than that, but as you can see, Amazon over 5% move from that level. Moving forward on Amazon, yeah, it's the same thing as the SPY. If it does pop, it's probably a short. Otherwise, it might just zigzag on lower from here. So keep an eye on that. We're talking about Google, nice good dip, and then we rip today. Nice good flag setups, and then just kind of chopping into the close. So nothing too much there. But that's why the Qs were having such a great day and how the SPY was able to really expand towards the upside. Other trades today were SQ, called out SQ over 145, and gave SQ ahead of time in the members only video. So be sure to check out if you're a member at Weenie Trades Live. If you're not a member, hey, consider joining. You get exclusive access to perks like this. You get priority response in the chat during the live streams. It's super cool, and it really helps support the stream. But either way, members were alerted of Square over 145. Boom, nice good move all the way up to 150. From entry. That's a 4% gain. 4% gain in just one day. And boom, nice good, pennant pattern early in the morning. We break out. This is just a great setup. I actually missed it on the way out, but what do I always say? Well, hey, if you missed the breakout on its first go around, if you missed on the way out, it's actually sometimes even better to catch it on the way back in. So let it break out, let it pull in, do that higher low pivot, and boom, I go long Square, entry, and boom, nice good move as we start to pull over TP. And actually what I did on Square was a ghetto spread, so I did a call vertical. So basically what this is I'm buying the 148 strike call. That costs about $290. But as Square pushes up in price, the next strike call options become more and more valuable, and I'm able to sell those for a decently good price. So now that removed a lot of the risk on the trade, but I still get a good max profit if Square can close just above, at or above my short strike of 150. So I'm rooting for Square 150 towards the end of the week. Now Square is still a little bit relatively weak. If I look at something like the hourly time frame, it doesn't look the greatest. However, if the overall market holds up, I can always peel profits or just stop out at break even. But lower highs and lower lows, coming into the bottom side, this is an area of resistance, and it's no wonder that that's where the high of the day was, and that's where we fell short. So keep an eye on that. Next up, it was UNG. Talked about natural gas. Natural gas, this is a nice, good, breakout formation. So move higher, head and shoulders up here, a goofy one, an awkward one. That's arguably not a head and shoulders, but it's a cluster. It's a rounding type of top formation. We're rounding up the top, and then we start to break the neckline to the downside. Well, look at this. Over here, we have a resistance. Boom, there's the breakout. And UNG is natural gas. It's tracked by /NG, the future. And so I used to trade a lot of natural gas back in 2017, 2018 mostly, and day trading, swing trading. So I've got an okay feel for natural gas. Of course, I knew a lot less back then, but still, natural gas, it's a familiar commodity. I'm definitely not going crazy size on this, but it's a nice good breakout. And look for NG to at least test this resistance of about 4.73. and that would be some resistance from the bottom side, and that would coincide with, you know, the UNG 1558. So how am I trading this type of thing? Well, we can quickly check the Robinhood portfolio. We can see here's kind of the 13 strike call, and I'm going with a bit of time on this because if the contracts really start to explode soon, I can still unload this for a really nice profit. So nice and in the money with time, especially since it's such a lower priced type of stock. This, or I guess, you know, future, whatever it may be, ETF, that's what it is. And UNG, yeah, look for that 1554. I do think that if there's a back test, there would be a place to add. Otherwise, I might add one more contract over today's high at 1412. And lastly, we just kind of talked about AMD. AMD being a beast today. 139 is the target. If you've been watching Weenie Trades, LLC videos, you've been saying, hey, high, low, lower high. Do expect a lower low right into that 128 area. That's exactly what we did. High, low, lower high, lower low, straight into that 128 area. Now we've got the bounce. So AMD, you know, just looking at it today, bottom, double bottom, nice flag break over 134, breaks out, back tests the 134. So if you missed it on the way out, you can catch it on the way back in. Little flag setup right over here. Then there's kind of flag setups everywhere if you really squint your eyes. But the whole point is that where's the compression and where's the expansion? So price is getting compressed, price expands. Price gets compressed, price expands. Price gets a little bit overextended and gives up some of the gains. So 139 was that target on AMD. Nice trade if you took that one. So that's the trading recap for today. If you're looking for a potential trade setup into tomorrow, thanks for sticking till the end of the video. Check out Baidu. This is a nice, good flat top resistance. Baidu is actually becoming a Baidu. If we check the daily time frame, although the daily time frame is a little bit clapped, meaning the graph starts in the top left and ends in the bottom right, there can be some decent value potentially at these areas. And if we look at this, Baidu was an amazing trade last week, you know, going long 146, taking profits off at 148 and 150, 152. This week, though, hey, just should have held that swing trade. We get a nice good breakout, and guess what? We broke out, and we back tested the former breakout area. That was yesterday. So if you missed it on the way out, you can catch it on the way back in, and look at that. Nice good move today on Baidu. A nice good flat top resistance at 157. I do think that Baidu can potentially fill this gap right over here at about 162. 162 would be a stretch target of Baidu. It's only about 3%. Maybe you go with the tight stop loss on this one. If it doesn't get going right away, you just stop out real quick. But either way, day trade or swing trade, Baidu long over 157.33 is a potential trade setup. So that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, check out the private members video if you're a member. Consider becoming a member. Hit the like button. Share if you enjoy these free YouTube videos. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.